Alrighty, joining me now is a man known as Violent Bob Ross. He is Luis Pena. He fights for the first time in 2022 against Zach Zane at Titan FC 76. Luis, thanks for joining me, man.
Hey, how's it going, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Now, 2021 went off to a pretty good start. I mean, you did have a canceled fight against Jakar Close early on there. Then you picked up the split decision against Alex Munoz. And then trouble happened. Without getting into details, obviously, I'm sure you're not allowed to talk about much, but you released a statement saying the truth will come out soon. Obviously, the truth didn't really come out much after that, but you've got two
Yeah, no.
fights lined up here. I just want to talk about that first fight in 2021 was in April. We're a year and a month after that for this upcoming fight. What was your mental stability like over the course of the last year with everything that was going on, man?
Oh man, it was definitely tough to keep my mental stability, you know what I'm saying? Throughout everything that I've been through in the past 12 months, 13 months, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, I definitely I like pride myself on my mental strength and my own my own ability to persevere through really tough times, and I was able to really kind of dig into that throughout that time period to kind of like get myself through and get myself to this point where I'm at now.
Would you say you're a stronger human being coming out of that?
For sure. I mean, I think you have to be a strong like being a fighter. Um, I couldn't call myself a fighter without like being a stronger human being after coming out of all that.
Definitely. Now, obviously, you said, as I said, that statement was very short and sweet. The truth will come out soon enough. Something I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but you released from the UFC following the what haps, the charges that were laid and whatnot. Were you surprised that there wasn't more digging going on before the release, or you were fine with the way everything played out?
I mean, I wasn't necessarily fine with
Yeah.
it, and I didn't really, but I at the same time, I didn't really expect them to go digging. I don't know. I really don't know how I expected everything to be handled. Because I really didn't expect like everything to happen. Like I I maintained my innocence throughout everything, so like I didn't really see any of this coming, and I didn't know how to expect the reaction to everything, which has been colorful to say the least. So like I didn't really know how to deal with everything. I was kind of learning and adjusting on the fly.
Two things from that. You said obviously it's been colorful. Were you seeing the negativity and all the online stuff, because that's sort of the presence we're in these days is Twitter bashers, Instagram
Oh yeah.
comments and whatnot like that. Were you able to keep that sort of away from you?
I mean, I saw it. Don't get me wrong. Like I see it every day. I would say there's not a day I don't go by where I don't see something on Instagram or Facebook from someone trying to call me some terrible name or something like that from everything. So it's like, I mean, I see it all. I don't care. Yeah, I really don't care about it. It's like there was a point where I was like, man, this kind of sucks. And there was even like a point in my career earlier where like I would get shit talked and it would like really, really affect me. But now it's just like, I don't know, when especially when you know that what the people are saying about you isn't true, it really doesn't do anything to you. It doesn't affect you at all. You know what I mean?
For sure. Now, 13 months later, as I said, you're stepping inside the cage, Titan FC. It looks like on your Tapology page that you have two fights lined up this month, which is crazy. Without diving into those as well, we're going to get there in a few seconds here. Where do we sit today with everything? Obviously, two organizations want you. They got you fighting for them, top slots as well. Where do we sit with everything sort of legally? Everything is all cleared up?
So I took the fight with Titan because I couldn't get like my visa cleared because of something with like a a discrepancy with my birth certificate because I was born in Italy or something like that,
Okay.
and so it's been hard for me to get the clearance to go over to Russia. So I haven't really been able to like pursue that fight. So it's like not that I even booked two fights. It's just I took the fight with Titan on short notice because I needed to. I really wanted to fight, and I really wanted to just kind of like get knock the ring rust off. And if I wasn't going to be able to go to Russia at the end of the month, I figured why not just go ahead and take this.
Makes sense. So the ACA fight is no longer happening.
No, no, it's not.
All right, you took this fight, you said short notice against Zach Zane. When you found out about it, you say short notice. Were you quick to sign on the dotted line?
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, I know he's taking it on short notice, but I'm taking it on damn near as much short notice. Like, I signed for the fight before I even knew who I was gonna fight, and apparently, like, my coaches told me I went through like three different opponents before we landed on Zach Zane for someone to step up and fight me. So it's like that's how I've always been. Even before I was ever in the UFC, I was always the kind of guy that just I fought all the time. That's what I like to do.
So you've signed this contract. Obviously, you've been in training for the past year. You just didn't know what was going to happen. Did other organizations other than ACA and Titan reach out to you?
I've had contact from a few different organizations, and I've got some deals working with like a particular organization. It's really big, but we just got to like iron everything out right now.
Sounds good. So this Titan contract is a one fight deal then?
Yeah, no, for right now it's just a one-off.
Nice. All right, let's talk Zach Zane then. What do you know about the guy? He's obviously got quite a few, fights on his record. 15-11, I believe, is what his Tapology says. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up with him? Every time you step inside the cage, it's exciting. So I expect nonetheless in this one.
Um, I think he's kind of like if I would describe him, he's probably like a little bit more grappling heavy version of Yancy Medeiros. Like he
Okay.
comes out and tries to bang. Like I think it's going to be like this is actually of all the matchups that I could have had for this fight, from what my coaches tell me, this is the one that I think is most fan friendly and most definitely like the most conducive to like an exciting fight.
Nice. Obviously, as I said, training over the course of the last year. What's that been like? You've been, obviously, as we talked about early on, the mental stability and stuff like that, going through all this shit that you went through. Talk to me about training and training for this fight. Short notice, you said, but have you been training throughout the course of the last 13 months?
Yeah, no, I've been training for sure. Like I had to take a 2 month hiatus from that,
Yeah.
but at one point, no, I've been training for everything, or I've been training for anything throughout everything that I've been going through. And I've just been trying to really get in work wherever I can. And I've been working mainly with Roger Crawl out of ATT Sunrise. That's where I'm representing. That's where I'm training out of now, and just working there. And I also do strength and conditioning at Symmetry Fitness in Fort Lauderdale. But yeah, I mean, it's a battle. You know what I'm saying? Like there are days I have off days because like the weight of everything kind of does get to you sometimes. I mean, it's a very big situation. It's a big deal, and a big. It's something that's affected my life in a big way. So it's hard not to think about everything that goes on, and it's hard not for it not to seep into my mind sometimes during training. But at the end of the day, I'm a fighter, and I am just a mentally strong person. So you got to persevere through that.
Now, this upcoming week, it is fight week. So I got to ask obviously, this event's on UFC Fight Pass. There's a lot leading into the fight week, media, all that kind of stuff. We got this going on today, but there's going to be media leading into the fight. Are you worried about any of the questions that are about to arise this week?
Not really. I mean, like I said, when you know you didn't do something, it's not like a thing to you. You know what I mean? Like I'm not worried about any of the questions that are come up. I'm not worried about anything that anyone could say about me. Like I know what happened and I know the truth behind all of it. So it's like it's not a big deal to me as far as like what could possibly come up. Um, I mean, at the end of the day, it's for me, it's another week, it's just another day. You
Of
know,
course.
just a fight.
And also at the end of the day, these organizations took the shot with you as well.
Yeah, no, that's how it is. I mean, I hate to be like this, but no matter what, I kind of at this point, whoever signs me, for if it's a one-off deal, if it's a multi-fight deal, you got to think, it's gonna be talked about,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be like um, a decent, it's gonna be big news, and like not big news, but decent enough news in the MMA sphere that it's worth putting me on. I mean, what's the old saying? No, any publicity is good publicity.
exactly. Definitely. As we said, last fight was April of 2021. This one's May 6th, 2022. You got Zach Zane. How do you see the fight playing out? Being that it's been, 13 months since getting inside the cage, some of these people that watch you might be brand new fans. What can they expect out of you? How do you see the fight playing out against Zach?
I mean, you can expect me and him to go in there and throw hands for a minute. I mean, I mean, he likes to come out and brawl. I like to come out there and strike. Throw like I have a very technical striking game. Um, I think we're going to try and keep it on the feet for a little while. It might go to the cage, it might go to the ground. Like it's going to be an MMA fight for sure. But I think it's going to be a very, striking heavy battle. I'm hoping to get him out of there in the second or third round. I'm going to be working, all levels of his body from the head to the body to the legs to try and, just try and find my opening, set traps up and hopefully, take it home, finish him, put something on the highlight reel.
You said this camp you've been at ATT. Have you seen your game grow with this camp?
No, I've been at ATT Sunrise. It's
Sunrise. Okay.
like an off, yeah,
Yeah.
like an offshoot under Roger Crawl, who's actually the head coach that Amanda Nunes like switched
Okay.
over to. So like, yeah, no, he's like a very well known coach, especially like here in South Florida. He's very sought after. Um, I have actually seen a lot of improvements. Like Roger's striking style is very, very like similar to my own, or I would say my striking style is very similar to Rogers. Like
Yeah.
it's very rangy. Like we're two very similar guys already. Like he's tall like me with long arms, so we have a very very rangy styles. So like I've just picked up a lot on some of the things he's been teaching me very easily.
Nice. Final question for you. This fight goes down May 6th, as I said. First fight of 2022, first fight in the last year. How many times would you like to get inside the cage in 2022? We're 5 months in now. You said you've got multiple offers here coming out of this. Obviously, the one May 21st is not happening. But how many times can we expect to see you inside the cage in 2022?
Man, I would love to fight like at least like three, four, five more times. That'd be great.
Amazing, man. I appreciate your time today. Sorry for the slight hiatus, but
Oh
it was
no,
a great time. All the best. Can't wait to see you back in there. As I said, always exciting when you see you inside the cage, man. Good luck next weekend.
thank you, appreciate it, man.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too, buddy.